Good. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jennifer Stay, and I am the artist of Coloring Bliss. And I'm excited to do an unboxing today. I have this little package here that finally arrived from, let's see, I think it's Consumer Crafts is where I ordered this from. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right website. Yep, consumercrafts.com is the website I got these markers from. And I thought it would be fun to open them together. So I jumped here on YouTube to share this fun experience with you. Let me get back to the chat. And hopefully we'll get some people jumping on. Oh, we've already got Kelly here. Hello, Kelly. And I've also got Steve here. He's going to help us. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
So I'm glad to have Steve here. And let's see if I can get my video to catch up. Good. Okay, we are going now. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't put my phone on airplane mode, so hopefully it will leave us alone. So we'll see. So my plan for this little video is I thought we would spend about 30 minutes or so unboxing and checking out these new markers, testing them a bit. And then I think we'll jump over to live Facebook and do some actual coloring and doing some coloring techniques over on Facebook Live so that both social medias get a little time here. Let me get this out of the way. The paper probably has some personal information. Yep. Well, let me see. The good thing about this paper, though, is it has a list of everything I ordered. So I think I'm going to cut off the personal information so we can check what I ordered here.
While you're doing that, got lots of highs coming in. Hellos. Great. Ali says, hi, I love your channel.
Hello, welcome.
Saying hi to me. Hello, everybody. Graceland says, hi, I love tour vids and you are so inspiring.
Oh, thank you.
And Ms. Sam says, hi Jen, your channel is so fun and so are you.
Oh, thank you. Well, half the fun is you guys being here with me, so I'm glad you're here. In fact, if you wouldn't mind hitting share and like, that helps my channel here, and maybe we can gather some new people coming in and joining the fun.
Debbie says, hello, how is everybody? How's everyone?
I'm doing okay today. How are you guys doing? My health is doing weird things. Some of my chronic conditions are flaring up strangely lately. We don't quite understand why. We wonder if it's because of the weather. We're blaming it on the weather right now for lack of a better understanding. So all right, so what I ended up doing, these are called Studio 71, these markers. And I wanted the full set because I suffer from that condition of needing the full set of things. So, I also got some new purple washi tape when we ship things out here from our print shop. I like to have Steve add some cute little purple details because purple's my favorite color. So I got him some more purple washi tape for the print shop. So here you go, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
What you've always wanted, pretty yes. Purple things. So that was for Steve. So we have two things here. We have the full 48-piece set of markers. This is the biggest set you can order that I have found so far. I'm going to try to hold it at an angle so we get it out of the glare of my lighting. We still haven't dialed in the lighting for this, our new art studio yet. We're getting closer, but we're still getting a glare off of plastic things. So hopefully we'll get that dialed in. Sorry about that. Anyway, the biggest set is 48, but I believe there are at least 71 colors plus a colorless blender. So I went through, I couldn't find a website or anything. Maybe you guys are more knowledgeable about this brand. I couldn't find a website anywhere that told me, you know, this is the the markers we include in this set, and if you want all of them, then you need to order the following markers. I couldn't find that anywhere, so I spent an evening doing it myself. I went and wrote down all the colors that came with the set, and then I went through on what's the website I told them I was on? I've got it right here. Consumer Crafts. On consumercrafts.com, you can buy them open stock, which means one marker at a time. And I figured out all the markers I needed to buy open stock to complete the set. Yeah, I was up late in pain.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, so I was up late in pain and needed a distraction, so this is what I did.
So the max you can buy is the 48, and you have to do open stock beyond that?
Yeah, kind of a pain, huh?
That's kind of weird.
Well, it's just an odd brand, and they're really inexpensive, but I've heard really good things about this brand, and so I'm really excited about them. I have another brand of marker called these ones here, the Blick Illustrator markers, and I've heard from one of my favorite YouTubers here on YouTube, the Frugal Crafter, that these markers are pretty much identical to the Studio 71 markers, and I really like the Blick 24 markers, except you can't get them in 24 anymore. You can only get 12, and they only have 24 colors through Blick, and I wished I could get more because they're so great. And so when she said, oh, if you like these, then you want to check out the Studio 71, I automatically jumped over and said, I think I need to check out Studio 71 and see if I like them just as much. So we're going to check that out, see if the colors do compare from side to side, and see if that's the same deal, which would mean they're coming from the same manufacturer. And then we're going to see if I feel like they're the same chisel tip, same brush tip, because I've been enjoying that. These markers have been so juicy and beautiful. I'm just really excited about this set. And I got an awesome deal when I ordered it through that website. We found a link for you. I put it in the description of this video to Amazon where you can buy this package. But if you want to get all of them, I think you have to go to Consumer Crafts to get all of them. And Consumer Crafts run deals from time to time, but I don't order from them very often because their deals seem so fluctuating. You know, you can't find the deals consistently. So when you see the deals, you kind of jump on them when you find them there on that website. So that's the story of how I purchased them and how I found these markers. So
Rose says, I was watching your YouTube coloring Valentine's.
Oh.
Got the message you were live.
Oh, good. Well, that's a fun way to find me.
And Angela says hi there from Papery Blue in Australia.
Oh, hello. Welcome. In Australia, you guys have summer going on there right now.
Tina here, swatching out some gel writer pens and watching.
Oh, welcome.
Angela loves purple too.
Yeah, it's the best
And,
color.
Crazy Horse Crafter says, I really like Consumer Crafts.
Yeah, when they have good deals, their deals are fantastic. So I pop in and look ever so often over there. So
Michelle says, would love to have your talent, but I try anyway.
well, that's how you learn. And the older I get, the more I practice, the more I think it has nothing to do with talent. It just has to do with the desire to learn and want to do it, and then just practicing. So I really, truly, truly believe that, because when I started drawing, I believed I didn't have the talent. I just wanted to do it. And so I went out and I did it. So
Angela asked, what type of nibs do they have?
we got 2 nibs on these markers. We've got a really pretty chisel nib on one side, and on the other side we get the beautiful brush tip, which for me nowadays, if it doesn't have a brush tip, it's really kind of not worth my time anymore. I love a good brush tip. So I'm going to demo them here in a minute and compare them to Copics. We're going to compare them to Prismacolors. I'm going to compare them to anything I've got here that you want to see. So
Michelle says, thanks for the encouragement.
oh, you're welcome, Michelle. It's so true.
And Kelly asked, Do you happen to know if they ship to the UK, Consumer Crafts?
I don't know. That's a really
But
great
they are
question.
available on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd be available on Amazon UK.
Yeah, you can get this big set on Amazon, so check that out. They have smaller sets as well. I think this set's around $50, which is, about $1 a marker, which is really good for a really high quality alcohol ink marker. So that's pretty cool. So these are the markers you have to order open stock if you want the full set. Let's show you what you get. You get grays. There's some grays. You have to order the Colorless Blender separate if you want that. It doesn't come in any of their sets. You also get a whole bunch of skin tones. Obviously, we're not going to sit here and swatch 71 markers right now. That would take a long time. We got some skin tones that didn't come in this set. We've got a few reds and pinks that didn't come in this set that you get open stock. And you get some blues open stock. And you get these greens with a blue green here. And a couple more yellows. So that's what you would need to order if you want to be like me and have the full set. So what I'm going to do is hold this right here. This is the actual invoice. And I'm going to try to hold it. I'm looking in my screen here. I want to hold it so if you want to order them all, you can hit pause right now and jot down the colors you need. Whoop, it popped, sorry. I was holding it so still for you and then it moved.
Go even closer.
Do you think I can go closer? Okay, because it took me forever to write all this down. So obviously you don't want to order the purple washi tape at the bottom. That was separate, but everything, all of these from here all the way to where it says marker 48 pack, that is all the ones that you need to complete the set. As far as from my research. So hopefully I did it right.
Rose asked, how are you going to store the loose pens?
Okay, so I have a stand that I haven't put anything in yet here in my art studio. It was the stand I got from Totally Tiffany. I think I have a review on it here in my YouTube channel. It's white. Yeah. Maybe Steve can reach it for us. Oh dear. He's reaching it. And this stand's a little bit more portable than my other marker stands. Okay, this is the stand. Sorry, it's kind of big under the camera. I'm holding it at an angle. I used it for Inktober, and now it's empty because I have all my markers on a different setup. But it has these cute little drawers like this. And I'll be able to take the markers, either have them up here in my studio or take them down with me where I color downstairs. So I can organize them in color families here and take them with me. So this comes from Totally Tiffany. If you haven't checked out that website, that's a really fun website with lots of fun organizing. And it has a cute little shelf on the top that you can put other art tools and things on there too. So this is what I'll be holding it in for now. I also have other marker cases I can put it in if I ever want to travel with the whole set. So that's my plan right now.
Ali asked, have you ever heard of a brand called Super Markers? If you've tried them.
No, that one's new to me. I haven't heard that one.
So she's on Amazon looking at those.
Oh yeah. There are lots of marker brands and a lot of them look at the same because I think a lot of them are coming from the same manufacturer and just have different labeling. And this is where you can find that out a lot, and we're going to compare right now. If you look at, this is the set from Blick that they recently released right before Christmas, and like I said, you can't get the 24 set right now, at least last time I looked, which was a few days ago. All they have available right now is the 12 set. And these ones are round, and the Studio 71 is more of a triangular type shape. But if you check out the colors here on the Blick set, they will match up to the colors in the Studio 71. So I think these are coming from the same manufacturer, probably in China. In fact, you could probably see that on here somewhere, that if it's, yep. Ink made in Korea, nibs made in Japan, assembled in China. Holy cow, this thing has gone around the world. And then this one came then to Illinois for Dick Blick. Let's see if this says the same thing. Where does it say it came from? La, la, la. This one's not saying where it came in from. But the Blick one says it's coming from, the ink is in Korea, nibs in Japan, China did the assembly. So if you compare Y11 Canary, Y11 Canary, YG2 Apple Green, YG2 Apple Green, E17 Praline, E17 Praline. So they're the same colors, which is very interesting. R11 Red Rose, R11 Red Rose. So I want to get my sketchbook out and we're going to compare and see if they're the same inks, not just the same names, but I think they're going to be exactly the same inks. R2 Blush, R2 Blush, B1 Pastel Blue, B1 Pastel Blue. And I know that that's not unique. Let me show you another 2 sets of markers that do the same thing. Are you ready? Okay, so another set of markers that I own are the Blick Studio brush tip markers. I love this set. I purchased the full set of this one because it's another really good, inexpensive Copic dupe. These ones have a brush tip on one end and a chisel tip on the other end. These are nice, inexpensive markers, and you can buy them open stock. So if I use up all of the one marker, I can get a replacement. So I invested in the full set of these markers. And then when I got them home and I set up my new art studio and was putting them all into my new marker case, I started to notice that there was another set that looked almost identical, and I started comparing numbers and they matched up. So let me grab a couple. We'll stick with these 2 reds right here. So see? We got 019 Poppy Red, 019. This one's 005 Red, 005. They're even the same body shape. And this brand is Spectra AD. That's a very, very expensive marker brand. And they have a brush tip on one end. Let's compare brush tips. So the brush tips look identical. And then on the other end, oh, I'm just going to be covered in ink by the time we're done with this. I know I am. We've got the chisel tip for Blick, and then this one is supposed to have a really unique chisel tip. So let's see if the chisels look different. They are different. So that makes sense reading on the back of Blick where it said the ink came from Korea, the nibs came from Japan, and then it was assembled in China. So I bet they're all getting their ink from the same place in Korea, and then these guys got nibs from a different place than these guys, and then they all probably went and got assembled in a different place. I bet that's what's happening.
Yeah, something like that.
Because the numbers are the same. So isn't that cool? I think it's so cool to learn that kind of thing. So let's see if the ink is the same between these two. Let's test it, shall we?
Angela asked, are the brush tips as soft as Copic? How long do they tend to last?
Okay, let's test that. And I have colored with these, so if they're the same brush tips as these, I did a ton of coloring with these markers during Christmas time, so I can give you some really good feedback on how long they last. So I will test these to see if they feel the same, and then we'll know. Okay, so here we have 005 of this one here. And I'll write that down. This was 005 of Blick Studio. And
Crazy Horse
test
Crafter
this
says, I
one.
like the ones that don't roll off the table.
Yeah, that's these ones here. I like the shape of these. I don't know how many sides is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is octagon. I like the octagon ones because they don't roll. They're nice for that. And these two brush tips feel exactly the same, and look, their red is exactly the same color too. Okay, and this is the same color, 005, but the nib is different. This nib on the Spectra AD marker, the chisel nib, is so cool. If you want to learn about a cool nib, you can go learn about these ones. Spectra AD. Okay, so there's 2 sets for you to learn about the fact that sometimes the inks are the same. But let's compare these ones now, because this is why we're here. Let's do reds again. This is R11 Red Rose, and we'll grab R11 Red Rose. So let's test this one here. Now this one got used a lot during Christmas. See how the ink is sort of sad because it got used a lot. That's why I wanted more of these. And when I went on to Blick and saw that you couldn't get the...
Oh, they don't sell them open stock?
You can't get them open stock, this brand, Blick Illustrator markers, and the 24 set's not available anymore. You can only get the the 24 set's not available, only the 12 set. Blick Illustrator. Okay. And then this is the new ones. Let's see if it's the same color. Oh, look at that juicy marker. And I'll flip it over to the chisel to do the name. R11. And we'll see if it's the same color as it dries out. Almost all markers dry a little darker. So we'll give that a second to dry. And the brush tip felt the same. Let's compare. We got markers everywhere, Steve. Markers going everywhere. Okay. So here's the Studio 71, and here's the Blick, and you're going to get a good shot of how worn down that Blick Illustrator marker brush tip is. So it's a foam type tip, and you can see how the tip has started to fray on this one because I used it a ton. Now it's worth noting that I've been using it on our really nice marker paper, which is very smooth and high quality marker paper. So to see it fraying after being used a lot but on good paper is a little telling. That would mean to me that it's a little less quality of a tip. But we are talking about a marker that is around $1 a marker. So there has to be a shortcut somewhere compared to, say, these Copics where you're spending more like $4 to $6 a marker. These tips tend to last a lot longer. So there's a comparison with our Copic right next to it. So they're about the same size tip as the Copic. And let's compare it to, well, we'll keep that cap off. And look, they stack. They stack. Well, let's compare it to a brush tip for the Prismacolor markers, which are so hard to get the caps off. Ugh. Okay, there's the brush tip of a Prismacolor, if you've got those, so you can see the comparison. Okay, so now that this is dried, you can see the 2 inks are the same color. So that's good to know. So I do think these are the same markers as the Blick Illustrator, just a different body. They're the triangular body instead of the round body.
Are the nibs replaceable on the Blicks?
Nope. Oh, well, you know, they don't sell replacements. I'll say it that way. You can always pull them out. I mean, that's how they're assembled, but there wouldn't be a replacement for it.
The Studio 71, do they sell replacements?
I didn't see any. Nope. So I'll probably use these Blicks until they are instead and replace them with Studio 71. I can use them together because they're of the same ink family. So that's pretty cool. So they won't get just abandoned. They can go into this Studio 71 family. That's so cool to me because these are super juicy, beautiful markers. Really juicy. Look how beautiful the colors are. Let's see, this one is B15. Look at that. And the brush tip is so nice and soft. I better put this one away before I get more of that ink on me. Let's try another color. How about a yellow? Look at these gorgeous colors. Let's try blending too. You can always tell a good marker by blending. Let's take a light blue and try to blend it to this dark blue. Shall we? Oh, we haven't tried their Colorless Blender marker yet either. I forgot that I ordered that. So let's play with that too. Okay. Lay down. Look how pretty. And now we're going to blend it to the dark. And this is quite a jump in tone, so we'll see if we can make it blend. Look how pretty these colors are. Blending out, really pretty. Let that sit and dry for a bit. I need to get a blotting sheet from you and get it underneath there.
You have some over here.
Yeah, I've got my blotting sheet there somewhere. Because when you start doing lots of layers like this, you end up with ink seeping through sometimes. Let's see if we can make some reds blend. Thank you. This is our blotting page that you can order when you order things through the Blick. No, through our shop. Through our Bliss shop. Ooh, these two would be pretty together. We've got Candy Apple and Peony. Those are pretty colors.
Let's see. There were a couple questions about it. Is it okay to use these on smooth cardstock for card making? Will it bleed through?
They're alcohol-based markers, so bleeding is always an issue. Alcohol markers love to bleed through things. So just be aware of that. I know when I've watched card makers on YouTube before, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll color the element on a separate piece of cardstock so it can bleed through all at once, and then cut it out and then glue or tape it onto the card. So then it won't bleed through to the back side of the card where you're going to be doing your sentiment inside. So that's a trick I've seen people do when they're coloring with alcohol markers to avoid that problem. Ooh, pretty colors. That's a pretty color. Let's blend that out. Pretty, pretty. I'll keep some of that deep color over there. Pretty, pretty. Okay, let's let that sit and see what it does. Oh, I like this candy apple color. I'm so glad I got that color. That's going to be fun on the Valentine's coloring book. That's what we're going to color over on Facebook. We're only going to be on here for about 30 minutes or so, and then we're going to hop over to Facebook Live and do some actual coloring inside a coloring book and test these lovelies out and see what they can do. Let's see. We're going to dump all of them out and just have a grand old time with them. Let's try some of their grays. What's one of the big thing that came with the open stock was a whole bunch of extra grays. Because in the box itself, you only got a few grays. I think it was just 4. Oh, there's another one. Let's see what it says. When you get your box, you get black, you get a warm gray, a neutral gray, there's another neutral gray, and a cool gray. So yeah, you only get a few grays. But the more you color and learn how to work with alcohol markers, the more you want grays. Because they're so useful. You use them for all kinds of things. Look at these pretty grays. Ooh.
Michelle asked, my chameleon markers smeared on mixed media paper. Should I only use marker paper with chameleon markers?
They smeared. That's so weird. We've been having issues with chameleons, haven't we? Last time we were live, we were playing with those chameleons, and I couldn't get them to work the way I wanted them to. Oh, look at those. They're so pretty. They should have worked okay on that paper. That's really strange. Maybe we need to do a test. I think we need a full video dedicated to chameleons and test them out, because we're having a lot of issues with them. There is a big learning curve with the chameleon markers. Look at these gorgeous grays. This is all the grays, not just the ones that come in the 48 set. Just a heads up if you're thinking of buying just the 48. Okay, now where's my colorless blender? So I don't know what to tell you. Maybe someone else. I know we've got several people here who are really into the chameleons and have more experience with them than I do. Maybe they can give you a little insight into the chameleon markers. This is their colorless blender marker that I picked up open stock, Studio 71s. So I'm going to just kind of hit the edges of these and see how well it works with these markers. See if we can get it to bleach out a bit. Look how pretty these blends ended up. So pretty. I love them. I love them, Steve. I love the pigment. Look how gorgeous the colors are. So pretty. Let's try another color. This is crimson. Oh, look at that. Let's try another color. This one is red rose. Ooh.
Kelly says, I love that pink.
This one here, is that the one? I think that's
I think
that candy apple one. That one I think is becoming my favorite one really fast. So if you're going to buy it open stock, I recommend R16 Candy Apple. That one is really pretty.
Oh, she said the first pink.
Oh, that first one too. Was that an open stock one too? Peony. Let me see if it's in this one. R3. Nope. That one is the open stock one too. R3 Peony was an open stock. Those two. And that's the two I think. Did I do that blend with those two? I think it may have been this blend right here. That's so pretty. That would make such a pretty flower or anything. What?
Yeah, so it's been half hour.
Oh, so that means it's time to jump over to over to Facebook to do some real coloring in my coloring book, and I can't wait. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. I just want to swatch them all right now, but we need to go do some real coloring. So what we're going to do, if you guys know my Facebook channel or page, it's a page over there. It is Coloring Bliss on Facebook. So we're going to make the shift. It's only going to take a couple minutes for me to get over there. So come join me over there, and we're going to pull out my Valentine's coloring book and color with these. And I'm going to keep answering your questions. If you're watching this live event after the video was filmed, you can come over to Facebook because that video is always there too if you want to watch me color with them. Make sure you hit like, make sure you've subscribed here, and there's that little notification bell. Make sure you've hit the notification and set your settings there so that you can be notified when I come live. I'm going to be trying to come on live here and on Facebook a lot more over the next couple weeks, and doing a whole lot of coloring with these markers. So I'm going to be sort of demoing blending, demoing layering, and all of that with these alcohol markers. And the skills that we do with these markers will apply to pretty much any kind of alcohol markers you have, whether it's Sharpies or Copics or Spectrum Noir markers or chameleons, so those we need to do its own video for those, but pretty much any alcohol markers you have, the skills will translate between the different sets. So make sure your notifications are set. Thank you for joining me here for this fun, quick unboxing of these awesome Studio 71 markers. Check out the link in the video description to learn more about these markers. And we'll be uploading a new video here very soon. We just finished editing that today, so watch for that. And we'll see you guys over on the Facebook page. Thanks for joining me, you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.